I had no idea about this history of conflict. Why didn't Lanuhanu say anything? And why am I taking the blame for the past? In any case, we can't stay here. I have to think about this. So there's one more quest. In any case, we can't stay here. Let's walk 3 steps over to the side. I don't see why Sulihali would lie, but now how have I never heard of the Dawn servants affronted to the Hanuhanu? And why would Lanuhanu act so proud to have his feathers adorning our equipment? I'm not good with numbers, but even I can tell something doesn't add up here. Let's find the truth ourselves. You might be right. It was my ignorance that seemed to set her off, after all. Whatever happens, I'd like to leave here on Hanu's good side. Well, our best bet is probably to return to Okohanu. If anyone can tell us the truth about what happened with the Dawn Servant, it would be Lanuhanu. Hanu. And there's a reason I'm streaming this as much as I am. It's specifically because if I didn't... Imagine if I wasn't streaming this, basically, as much as I can every day. We would be looking at... We would already be 4 to 5, maybe 6 streams in. So like, you know, like maybe like a week and a half in. I don't see him, but the crate's not here either. He might have left to Kosuniyaki already. Wouldn't we have seen him on the road if he had, though? The forest is vast, I suppose. Anyway, maybe one of the younger Hanuhanus around here can tell us if Sulihali's scorn is shared. Let's ask around on that. Full-time Final Fantasy 14 streamer incoming? No. I mean, I'm full-time right now. I just want to take my time with this game and enjoy it as much as I can. Mostly streaming it so I can save my reactions for future Endaline to enjoy. So I'm playing it the exact same way I would if I wasn't streaming it. The likeliness of Kihaxi. My father actually worked to repair it. He told me that the Dawn Servant's slaughter of the beast was swift and brutal, but left many of our shrines and homes damaged in its wake. But what choice did he have? The fiends were at our door. My father and his friends agreed that it was better to be alive, at least that way they could rebuild. Oh, future Endaline enjoys the moment when past Endaline set a team of professional assassins on me. What the hell? No. They're not professional at all. They're homeless people. What the hell? Dualis looks out this window and there's like a homeless guy there. It's like, oh my god. Of course, every Hanu knows the story of the Dawn Servant's visit, but it might be more accurate to call it a rescue. For a time, our homes were beset by beasts and fiends. When Gulol Jaja heard this terrible news, he personally came to drive out every last one. Akiyama moment. I just started playing Yakuza 6 in December. Sulihali said all that. Well, I do remember hearing that when our ancestors beheld the ruined figure, some of them viewed it as a terrible insult, even though they were saved. Could that grudge have been inherited by their children and grandchildren? I can't speak on such matters, but perhaps Lanuhanu can. He is wise in our ways and makes an effort to befriend everyone he can. What's the word, Endaline? From what I heard, the Dawn Servant really did destroy the sacred figure. I see. I can't say I'm surprised that some Hanu would bear a grudge, so Sulihali was telling the truth. Something still doesn't sit right with me, though. The Dawn Servant wouldn't simply go on a rampage and leave Hanu to clean things up. He'd have more compassion than that. Nananchi, Endaline, you won't believe what happened. I was surrounded by Sulihali and her cronies while on my way to the shrine. They stole the crate of feathers from out of my claws, saying no Landsguard could have it until Nananchi gave his answer. I assume you know what they're talking about. They said if you ignore their demand, they'll burn every last feather. What? Have they gone mad? Good gods, I'm sorry, but you can't... But can you go and stall them for a while? There's something I must look into first. Am I gonna ask if it's all part of the test, or...? I know what you're thinking, Endaline. Isn't it going a little too far? I would answer, the souls should speak for themselves. Now we simply wait to see what Nananchi brings us. Sulihali and the others are waiting to the south of the shrine. Let's go there and stall them, as Nananchi requested. These quests are good, though. It's like... They're pretty, they add a lot of, like, flavor to the world. I've definitely done way worse side quests in my time. I think the one thing I would love for them to do Final Fantasy 14 is just have like more variety in the side quests. I was thinking how cool it was if they would have like different mini games and stuff to do with all the side quests. It would really spice things up. Finally, I'm done with Ni no Kuni. You start a side quest and suddenly it's Mahjong? Yeah, sure. Finish all the non-grindy content. How much time did it take you? And how do you rate the game on the dual use scale? I was thinking earlier when we went to that place where they were sorting the coffee beans. I was like, oh, cool, it was like a coffee bean sorting minigame or something. They were like, hey, you know, we'll sort these coffee beans? You're like, oh, sure. 50 hours. And actually should be here soon. We were lucky to have you spur him into action in the line. And while our methods may appear rather blunt to you, wait until Nananchi speaks before you judge us. Wait quietly and hear his answer. You just wanted to be more like Yakuza 5? Well, Yakuza 5 didn't have like... in the side stories, Yakuza 5 had like one time, right? It was when we did that noodle quest. And suddenly we were like delivering noodles to people depending on how soft they wanted them. I was like, damn, that's cool. And then it never happened again. I was thinking like, oh man, they're gonna do this for all the sub-stories, have like cool mini-games that are actually fun. I was thinking that for this too, like, it would just be cool if you... Yeah, exactly, that's exactly what I was thinking about earlier. I was like, damn, it would be cool to just watch some stuff like that. It doesn't have to be super intricate or super, like, engaging. It just has to be, like, something you can do one time, just be like, hey, that was fun. You know what I mean? Like, oh, cool, just this thing. Like when I have to deliver a crate, instead of having me just run there with the crate, it could be like a minigame where you're like running left and right, like Chocobo Racing is in this game, like where you're running with the crate, like, hey, that could be cool. Just keep you kind of engaged in the side quest the entire time. You can go back and do it again if you want. Yeah, of course. Yeah, if you want to, of course. I don't know why you make us wait so long, Nananchi, but I hope whatever you found was worth it. I spoke with the eldest Hanu in your village. She told me the story of the Dawn Servant's visit and the destruction of the Kaexi's likeness and the whole story. As far as I know, it goes to the 7.5, but it's propped up by Ghibli art, okay? That art is the 6, okay. Seems he, particularly the head of reason, was filled with anguish at the sight and offered his deepest apologies. To make amends, he devised a way to assemble an even more robust figure from the remains of the previous one. His work was done overnight. The head of Resolve called upon the whole village to celebrate their newfound peace. For the first time in a long while, Ihahi Hana commenced. The Dawn Servant was chosen to ride the sacred float. After the festivities, the Dawn Servant said that when he finally established a unified nation in Tural, he wanted a motif representing Kihaxi to be among those used in the soldiers' uniforms. He declared that the different tribes can forge friendships as long as they open their hearts to one another, that his nation would be one where people of all stripes could live in harmony. His soldiers would become a symbol of that promise. So you can learn for yourself after all, but you should have come here with that knowledge already seared into your memory. Seems like people are bored by the story. Dawntrail is mixed on Steam. Next up though, Judgment. Alright. You're gonna speedrun Adam, yeah? I know, I have no excuse for my ignorance, and the petulance born from it. This experience has taught me so many things. And now, with full knowledge of this history, I'm filled with much greater sense of purpose than before. I feel more keenly than ever that my duty as Landsguard is to serve every corner of Turar. But to fulfill that duty, we must have our equipment, so please, I beg of you, entrust the feather to me in good faith. He'll be a fine soldier, don't you agree, Lunahano? What? Yes, indeed. That was quite the moving display. My feathers were standing up straight. Thank you for looking after Nananshi during his growth, Endaline. Shrug. Mashima shrug. Small first final thing. I have so much small stuff to play, dude. My growth? What are you talking about? Why, this was all a performance to guide you along the path to become a worthy Landsguard. Your rite of passage is complete. I like the idea that they're just like they just tricked him and gaslighted him to make the right choice. Like, well, you got gaslighted successfully, dude. So my superiors, when pulling one over on me, they were worried about me. I didn't realize my conduct was so concerning. Tell them what you told us, and their concerns will vanish. You'll be welcomed back with open arms. But before you do that, aren't there more places to visit? More materials to collect? Bihanu aren't the only people who love teaching lessons. Please, I don't want to think about that now. I was worried sick enough imagining what would happen if I couldn't get the feathers. Ha! Well, you earned a bit of rest. Return to Okohanu, and we'll deliver the feathers to you after the priest has blessed them. That part, at least, was no ruse. If you don't mind, I'd like to go to Kosunoaki. I feel I should offer one more prayer to Kiaxi. Some of these stream trails are so explicit, like porn. Very well, Endaline, why don't you wait in Okohanu? I'll bring the feathers and I'd like to speak with you once more before you go. Pretty much. Well, there are a lot of porn games. I think the story, is pretty good so far. I like Vuklamat a lot. As like the main protagonist, or whatever you want to call it. But like I feel like this story is supposed to be like the beginning to a new story. So I don't think it can live up to Endwalker. I would be surprised if it would be crazy if it did. My expectation would be that like the story will be good, it will set up some new stuff, we'll meet some new characters, and then we'll kind of be on like a slate to continue the story from there, basically. That's kind of my expectation of this. We'll maybe have some stuff teased about like what the next big bad is going to be or whatever. But I think it's been good so far. I've liked all the stuff so far. Only problem I had so far, honestly, is just that it feels like a lot of the starting stuff isn't voiced. Also, how far into the story can people, like, whoever's writing the story bad, they're either rushing through the story or they're like judging it by like half of it, right? Like, even if you're super, like, even if you're playing only the story, you're only doing main story, I feel like at that point you would be like maybe close to halfway through at this point if you're just playing it kind of like slow, playing it at a normal pace. And then if you're playing it maybe a little bit quicker, it could be a little bit further if you're not rushing through it. Well, there's no shot you're at the end of the story already. I guess I can see the traveling to different places, just picking up the things being boring over time though. Like if people get bored of that, I can see that maybe. Like if it's just like if this is just gonna be travel to each place to learn a lesson basically, then I can see that kind of getting boring maybe. Though it's been good so far at least. No reasonable person is in a position to review the story at this point in time. Yeah, no shot at all. Like we have like extremes on the spectrum. I would put like if you have like. You're like rushing the story and then playing it too slow, right? I put myself over here. I'm playing it way too slow, right? I'm speaking to every NPC. I'm doing every quest. I'm talking to every person I encounter, reading all the dialogue out loud. Then you have like I'm literally skipping through the story, and you almost have to be like skipping through the story to be able to like say if it's good or bad at this point, right? Unless you're judging it by like 50%, which is fair to an extent, I guess, but. They're reviewing it parallel of the cutscenes and wondering why there's gaps in the plot. Yeah, I mean, I mean, could you even watch the cutscenes at that point? The story is bound to be over 24 hours long, guaranteed. I feel like. I mean, just look at me. I've been playing the game now for 24 hours myself. I'm level 91. Like. Now that the rite of passage is behind us, allow me to offer my thanks for all your help. I would also offer my apologies for making your party to our little deception. I would have told you everything, but I don't think the ending would have been quite so effective if I did. I'm doing level 393 quests. Yeah, exactly, you know what I mean? Like... I agree, and I'm grateful things went the way they did. The lesson I learned here will guide me as I become acquainted with all the Turals people. Speaking of which, the next leg of my journey awaits. We may meet again. Like, you literally have to be like speedrunning the game. You have to be speedrunning the game on crack cocaine. Who am I? You're him. I am him. Nice. My friend, what brings you all this way? Taking in the sights, sounds, and flavors of Tural, I trust. As you might have guessed, there is a Hanu in need of my assistance, and as you yet lack the strength to make myself seen, I am in need of your assistance. Follow me, and I shall take you to them. I love this guy. I don't think anyone needs to play the game like I do in order to like review it properly, but I think that if you're already done with the story, then you did something wrong, like 100%. There's just no way, all right? There's literally just no way. Ugh, my stomach. I can hardly stand this rationing any longer. My house was flooded in the recent storm, causing most of my food to spoil or rot. I've taken great pains to make what little I have last, but it's simply not enough. I see. She requires food with longevity. Then she shall have the driest of corns my cob can muster, and there, this shall suffice. My word, is that all this dried corn for me? At best, I can see someone being at level 97 content and not rushing. Yeah, and I would put it really hard into the not rushing category there. It will be many moons before I could hope to diminish such a beautiful store, and the crunch is certain to be a sublime. Thank you, kind stranger. There is hope for the future yet. All the children will be thrilled. She seems quite taken with the dried corn, that is well. I shudder to think what havoc spoiled foods might play on her stomach and bowels. Hunger might well be the least of her problems. Thanks to your timely assistance, however, she and her family will have all the corn they need to help them weather their hardships. Yet there is other empty bellies that beckon, and so I must away. Take care, friend. Hope to see you again. I love corn, bro. Like, you can certainly be prepared for a store without rushing, but also, like, even at 97, I feel like you have to be rushing to some extent, right? Like, if you're reading all the dialogue at, like, a reasonable pace, you're watching the cutscenes, and you're taking at least a little bit of time to, like, enjoy the scenery, you know what I mean? I feel like those are, like, the points that I would put down. Like, if you're not even taking, like, 5 minutes in every location to just kind of, like, look around, take in the sights, then I feel like you're doing yourself a disservice, I guess. I'm gonna quickly go grab some more cola. Before we do this. Who has time for scenery when there's content to consume? Yeah, but you're not even like consuming it. You're devouring it. I think for the quests we've done so far, like the side story quests, not the main story stuff, I feel like from like a gameplay perspective, probably like not good. I would say it's like a 5 out of 10, maybe lower. Because they're all the same stuff they've always been in Final Fantasy. Just run to this place, maybe kill one mob, run back again. Run to this place, pick up a thing, run back again. From a substance perspective, like how much value they add to the world, probably like an 8.5 out of 10, maybe more. Because they all add stuff to the world. They all feel very important and meaningful in that sense. But I do feel like they should do more like quality over quantity though. There's not that many quests, right? We have like 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 there or something. Like not that many of them. That's a decent number. But I think I would have rather had like what is this armor? Wait, what is he wearing? This is a new version of my old climber? Like, what's the top part? What's the cloak? It has to be a new version, right? What was I saying? I think that if they had less side stuff, but they had like made it more meaningful, that would have been better. I think. Like just make it stuff that's like, you know, that has like actual meaningful stuff you're doing in it. That's more fun. Instead of spending, I think I spent like 2 hours doing that or something. Instead of spending 2 hours running around picking things up and talking to NPCs, you could spend like 2 hours doing some actual fun stuff that engages you. The Hanu's festival must be as central to the tradition as the Sundrop dances to the Vanu. I have not forgotten our obligation to Vuklamat, but it's moments like these when we can immerse ourselves in the culture of others that fill me with anticipation for the new experiences this adventure will bring us. I noticed Sural Ja was not at the Hanu village, yet in the contest like this one, it is only a matter of time until the claimants are pitted against each other in other direct competition. I pray we don't cross paths with Bakulja Ja at the next feat. But even if we do, we made a good start on these challenges. Hopefully we can keep it up. When Vuklamat declared her intention to save the festival, I feared where it would lead us. I'm glad to see my concerns were unfounded. Traveling with so large and diverse a group is unfamiliar to me. If she could see me now... She? Look at us! The contest has barely begun and we already have 2 keystone. Surely even my talented brothers aren't doing this well. We can only hope. Voiced, unvoiced, voiced, unvoiced, unvoiced. Sick things are happening in 93, we will talk about it in 3 days, yeah. We even have 1 keystones for both the feat of reeds and the feat of gold. Surely that means our approach to the contest was the right one. So it would seem, by continuing to retrace Gololja's journey as presented in the saga, we should find the remaining electors in turn. Then let's visit the giants next. Like Kral said, the fact that they were searching for the Golden City might mean they know something useful. I just realized we're getting a regular stream tomorrow. What do you mean by that? The home of Hokhir is in the upper reaches of Urupaksha. Unless you're keen on scaling the cliffs, we'll have to take a long way around through Kosama Uka. This route will take us closer to the Moblin village, which is another important location in the saga. Since we'll need all the keystones eventually, it makes sense to pay them a visit while they're passing through. So we call the Moblins first then. Let's head there right now. I'm afraid right now is going to be a problem. Like a non-bonus, non-Final Fantasy XIV stream. Wait, why do you think that's gonna happen? The flight of the V-Wingless, the great stairs leading to the Moblin settlement, collapsed in the storm. What are we to do then? Balloon? There's an alternative, but it requires preparation. Until it's ready, you could rest at the cabins or see more of the city, whatever you prefer. Just to be sure, you'll accept you'll accept any method of travel as long as it gets us to our destination. Of course. Who do you take me for? Then as your guide, I will see to the arrangements. I didn't know it was gonna be Walter. Oh yeah. I'm playing Final Fantasy XIV every day until I'm done with it. Well, it seems we have some free time on our hands. Let us make the most of it. Unless my voice dies, in which case I'll play something else for a day. we were gonna play Super Mario today, but Slemba didn't have time. I need to get my axe repaired. I nicked the blade pretty bad when I took a swing at Bakul Jaja. That reminds me, I never got around to introducing you to Ropley, did I? He's the man in charge of Washu Meki, and a good person to know. Want to come along? Voice Dice plays one hand clapping. Let's go then. But yeah, the plan, my plan is to finish this game as quickly as possible while playing it like I normally would. We're just, every day I'm just gonna wake up, stream the game until I don't want to stream it anymore. GG. Until we're done with it, which is probably gonna take 1 or 2 weeks. At this pace, 2 weeks. Ready? The markets of Waku Meki are to the east, on the other side of Bayside Bevy. Which is confusion on my part. Yeah, no worries about it. Absolutely no worries. It's kind of like when 16 released, but I'm doing longer streams than when 16 released. This is Aunt T's Tacos, named for its owner here, the lovely T-Soul. If you're after the best tacos in Tuliolal, this place is at the top with Xabltib. Dear Twitch Shield, this insane streamer is streaming FF no. Oh, okay, sorry, I won't read that then. I didn't know what's wrong window. You say that, I promise, but you only ever eat at Brook Oak Eve's food. Come and buy mine for a change. Sorry, Till Soul. It's been a while, hasn't it? That's 3 I'll stop by for a bite once the contest is over. Hey, she was very nice. My, the third promise. How might I assist you this fine morning? Well met, Ropley. I need to buff a nasty nick out of my axe blade. Yes, it's been chipped quite terribly. To cleave rocks again, were we? Something like that. Think you can fix it? To stand among Tural's most prestigious gathering of artisans and ask this question? This child's play. We'll have it repaired for you in 2 shakes of an alpaca's tail. Good to hear. I'll leave it in your capable hands. Who's your companion, if I may ask? This is Endaline, a great adventurer, a recruiter from across the sea. The salt. I brought her here to meet you, actually. Thought she might have reason to visit Wachu Meki sooner or later. And allow me to introduce myself. I'm Ropley, humble representative of this grand center of trade. A pleasure to meet you, Endaline. You there, stop dithering in the shadows and announce your business already. I've seen that man somewhere before. He was on the boat, probably. A jeweler maker you met on the voyage over? Oh, I remember. I spoke with him too. Fonjin Tain? Yes, that was his name. You've been loitering like a flighty admirer who can't pluck up the courage to confess his feelings. Out with it, then. Why are you here? Oh, that is to say... Made up, bitch. And we are no closer to solving that enigma. I wonder if we could do someone to talk to. I say we go ask. Let me know by link pull if you find him first. Damn. God bless, dude. Oh, this guy looks kind of cool. That man Fjörks, oh yeah, that guy Fjörks big time. That guy's a mother Fjörker. Oh, we're on our Dawntrail now. Look, everyone, it's Donkey Boy. What the hell? You guys can't see what Donkey Boy just typed to me here. I'll show it. Donkey Boy just typed girth boy, girth boy, girth boy. What the hell? You are sick. Why am I running like this? Why am I running like I'm holding a weapon still? Is this a bug? Wait, so if I switch to Viper, and I bring my weapon out, I'm running. I can't switch up this time. Oh, it didn't work this time. Sick is this. Ah, this looks so good. Love it. A wah 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 wah. You can tell where they are just based on where everyone's standing. I remember we saw some people standing here when we first got here on day one. You were conversing with Master Ropley, but wait, we met before, haven't we, on the ship? We found him. Good, I'll be right there. Why did you run off like that? Did you have business with Ropley or not? Please, you needn't concern yourself with my affairs. I'm undeserving of such attention. Huh? What are you going on about? I beg of you, do not ask me to explain. Do not. Sorry, but the more you tell me not to, the more curious I become. Besides, you look like you need a friend. You are too kind. So be it. I suppose I can share with you a morsel of my misery. Before I came to Tululial, I worked as a goldsmith at the most
prestigious jeweler maker in Olaf Olda, Estami's Aesthetics. Oh, it started off well enough, but as the days passed, everything began to go wrong. Compared to the masterpiece of my talented colleagues, my products were lacking, mediocre. I lost some confidence, crippling doubt has possessed me, and my veneer of bravado I tried to put forth soon cracked beneath its weight. Thus did I take a ship, hoping to find a fresh beginning on new shores. Yet as you witnessed, I lacked the courage to even approach a potential employer. You stand before a man wallowing in the wreckage of all his spent existence.
Alright then, you offer a morsel, then serve us a full course. You must have really wanted someone to hear your story. If you like, I could try to give you a few words of advice.
Then you have experience with my predicament of feeling terribly inadequate compared to your undeniably superior peers.
Well, when you put it that way, I like how she only considers those two her peers, not the Bakul Jaja. Ah, not me. I'm Vuklamat, the third promise of Tuliola. Yolal. Daughter of the Dawn Servant.
Oh, of course, you're a member of the royal family. Please forgive my presumptuousness. But what of you? Have you ever measured your work against that of your colleagues and found yourself wanting?
What am I imagining right now? Beating up a bird at the end of the time? You can measure your worth by the success of others on occasion.
How can I not? Should my work not be met the same exacting standards, no new commissions will be forthcoming. What then was the point of my becoming a goldsmith? Oh, looking back, 'twas my father who inspired me to take up the trade. His exquisite creations brought radiant smiles to the faces of his clients, and I admired him deeply for it. But in the course of striving to be as great a goldsmith as him, I lost sight of my original motivation. All I wanted was to spread joy through my craft as he did. Perhaps I will give this one last try. Thank you both for reminding me of what is truly important.
Nice, we did it, Reddit. What is truly important? Let's check. Oh. Oh. Oh, sorry, Endaline, I didn't mean to ignore you. But yes, I'm glad to see Phone Gentane is giving himself another chance. I can't help but wonder if Phone Gentane will fall through. Let's see if he's actually going to talk to Ropley. Okay, if we catch Donkey Boy, I need to look closer at the glamour. But if I was a Donkey Boy, where would I be? I think the mistake of making a area this big is that it makes the game feel smaller when less and less people start playing. Like now it seems very populated because there's a lot of people playing. But when we get into more realistic player numbers, like, you know, when it's half of what it is now or 1/3 of what it is now, This place will seem completely empty in comparison, because it's so gigantic. It does open up a lot of opportunities for like role-playing though, which is cool. There's a lot of places for people to be and stuff, but I don't really know how big the role-play community is in Final Fantasy 14. Outside of people ERPing, of course.
It was kind of you to come by, but you needn't worry, I found my courage. Pray accept my apologies for my earlier behavior. My name is Fungentain, and I'm a goldsmith from Oldine, far away Eorzea. I realize this is a bold request, but I should like to continue practicing my trade here in Wachu Meki, if you will have me. I ask only for the opportunity to bring happiness to others with my creations.
So that's what this is about. You were looking for work. I forgot to give him an accent. Consider yourself hired. Wachu Meki is always in need of skilled craftsmen and women. I'll handle the necessary paperwork. Can you start tomorrow?
Yeah, of course. I must thank both of you, both again for your sage and timely advice.
I don't know that I was all that helpful.
But you were. Had you not come to speak with me, I would not have had the moment of much needed self-reflection.
The arrangements have been made. Come and meet me at the entrance of the High Tide Harbor. Oh, I almost forgot. Do you have my axe ready, Ropley? Ready and waiting. Behold the sublime touch of a Waku Meki artisan.
That's how he gives his axe over.
Oh, it's as sharp and deadly as the first I held it. Thank you. Well, good luck to you, Fungentain. Let me know if that doubt creeps back in. I'll be able to talk you out of it. As for us, we shall head for the harbor. Won't want to keep Erinville waiting. Erin Willie? Erin Will Aussie? Oh. I wonder what Erinville's alternative means of travel is. I wandered through the Bayside markets and found earrings almost identical to mine. They indeed seem to be a common travel charm, just as Mablu described. All the waiting was making me hungry, so I tried a taco from both Exbalia tea and Aunties. I think I prefer tea soul spices flavors. I went to re-examine the Toliolia saga. Should we continue apace? We shall soon come face to face, or rather, face to knee with those enormous Yuch. I am told some of them tower over even the hulking Gulol Jaja. Oh. I wonder if our other companions join the fray. Maybe it's after we make some giant discovery and we have to call them and be like, hey, guys, yeah, you need to come over here, like, right now. And now for the secrets, what's this big plan of yours? Is this supposed to be voiced? Look, there, that is my big plan. What is that? This is like it should be voiced. It's a Pununti. She'll be pulling our boat up river. How do we know she won't thrash about and sink us instead? They're gentle and timid creatures, for the most part. She's unlikely to cause a fuss unless you give her a reason to.
First alpacas, now punities. We're relying a lot on animals for this journey. We should be thankful we have an animal expert as our guide then. But did it have to be my old nemesis, another boat? Well, I took you for someone who was up to the challenge. Was I wrong? I don't think you get river sick the same way you get seasick, right? Long ago, when fighting still raged between the clans, the inhabitants of Kosama Uka rode these riverboats to move swiftly through the hostile territory. But the vessels see little use with Tural now at peace, so I was able to borrow one of the few which remain. I did consider a dirigible, but the pilots warned me that the updrafts near the falls could make landing difficult. You said you borrowed one, yet there appear to be several on the water. Oh, of course. Kuona! I'm gonna give this guy the nerdiest voice if he talks.
Lamati, drowning up a river, I presume.
Seems that way. Does this mean you've earned 2 keystones already? I can't believe how well you managed despite undertaking the contest alone.
I was never alone. I've had my own entourage with me since the beginning.
Okay, dude. Okay, dude. Hi, Greta Riancha, what are you doing here? Escorting a promise, the same as you. Okay, dude.
I'd heard much of the incomparable Archon during my time at the stadium. As soon as the contest was confirmed, I thought who better to recruit my cause. I contacted the scholars, the Scholarch, who arranged an introduction to these 2 gentlemen.
The second promise had specific requirements. They who would be his assistants must boast both proven survival skills and mastery of the arcane arts. Thus did Tancred and I receive the summons.
My own studies concentrated on technology, which our people could readily use, such as the inventions born of magic or clever engineering. Where magic was concerned, I covered only the foundation.
Knowing you two, I expect you had other reasons for accepting the job. A few. The nation of Tulliola spans an entire continent. Depending on who wins the throne, the world may be plunged into instability once more. Have we striven to preserve peace? Where is our place if not here and now? We did our due diligence, of course, and we made sure of who we were working with before agreeing to this endeavor. It's even more opaque than a Riancha at times, but it is surprisingly...
That's quite enough of that. We must be on our way.
Wait, I have one question before you leave. Kuona and Wuklamat are vying for the throne. As Kuona and Santourage, does that mean you're resolved to defeat all his opponents, including us? We're sworn to do all in our power to win the contest for Kuona, even if it means competing against our own comrades. We intend to hold nothing back, and expect you to do the same. And we won't disappoint you. Thancred and Riancha know what I've done, right? They remember what happened the last expansion, right? When I went to that thing at the end of time. I thought you were taking a boat. If even you have been forced to travel on water, then the others will likely be doing the same. I would rather walk than risk confrontation on leaky bars with no possibility of retreat. It's true that I can't stand boats. But I trust the route Erenville has chosen for us. Leave the handling of the Punuti to me. Should other wildlife attack us, however, I may have difficulty keeping her under control. Do your best to draw them away, as far from the front of the boat as possible. Lieutenant Singer said, nah, I'd win. Then we shall remain on deck and stand guard. Although it may be wise to have at least one of us sit up front with Erenville, just in case. Really? I'd like to stay on the deck. I'm eager to put my pictomancy to the proof. Oh, I skipped a line of dialogue. And I'll take any chance to show you that I can hold my own on the battlefield. Then Krile will stand on guard with Endaline. This is like it was meant to be voiced. Like 100%. I'll keep Erenville company then with my blade. I can respond more quickly to threats than Alphino. Thank you. If a fight breaks out, I'll try to stay out of your way. And I shall endeavor to provide aid where it is needed. I can do that as well. That should cover most eventualities. Secure your gear and board the boat when you're ready. Is this the dungeon? First dungeon? Feels a bit like first dungeon.
Let the hunt begin.
I'm not to confirm or nor deny it. Like, how am I supposed to read that? Why couldn't this be in like readable English? Akuana decided the river route was too risky, but I wonder how the other claimants are planning to travel. We'll take the small boat to board the big vessel with the Punuti. As Kuona said, once we're on the boat, there will be little room to fight and nowhere to run. We must be prepared for all manners of threats. We can't stand here all day debating the dangers ahead. We have a contest to win. This should be a good opportunity for you to see how far my training has progressed.
Twould be a pleasure as always. Twould be a pleasure as all. Twould be a pleasure as. Twould be a pleasure as. Twould be a pleasure as. Twould be a pleasure as always. Twould be a pleasure as always.
Cool. Hey, so we did make it to the first dungeon today. Pretty cool. I'm not sure I understand the logistics of... To get to this place, we have to climb up some steep hill, but the stairs is broken, so we take the boat instead, uphill? I'm sure we'll find out though, but... That's a cool overhang. Oh no, my image has me updated for some reason because of this. I sneezed. I have you.